I wish I could see her again.
Friends, family, and others in the community gathered in Winchester tonight to remember 3 people killed in a fire.
Let the madness begin. The Cats are about to start their run in the NCAA tournament. What the team is saying about their first-round game against Stony Brook in Des Moines.
And an exciting game for Central Kentucky basketball fans on the first day of the boys' Sweet 16. Powerhouses Dunbar and Mercer County met with a big crowd on hand.
This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening. Amber's off tonight. We have had a nice stretch of spring-like weather this week, and that should continue at least for another day.
But it looks like winter is not finished just yet. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey and your no-wait weather forecast. Chris?
Yeah, guys, we inch closer to the weekend. A little taste of winter weather is in the making. It is still March after all. Let's concentrate on what's going on right now. Clouds have been increasing out there. You notice a few of those clouds right around sunset. Gorgeous sunset for many of us across the Bluegrass region. At 6 o'clock tonight, if you were watching us, we were tracking a little band of some light rains into parts of Missouri. Most of this is not reaching the ground, but a narrow little streak where you see some of the darker greens can pick up on a couple of drops as we go through the next hour or two. That is quickly zipping its way across the Bluegrass state as of now. Late evening thermometers are still close to where we should be for a normal high for this time of year. Lexington and Frankfort, normal highs 55 to 60. Most areas still into the 50s. Let's fast forward. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, out the door with low 40s. Noontime tomorrow, upper 50s, and it's another above normal temperature day, albeit cooler than what we had today. Most areas top out low 60s. By 8 o'clock Thursday evening, we're dropping it quickly through the 50s. This time tomorrow night, 40s are showing up across the entire area. A little better breakdown of that forecast tomorrow, 43 to 62, and a fair amount of sunshine across the area. Guys, when I come back at 11:13, I'm following the potential for a few snowflakes as winter makes a weekend visit.
Tonight, dozens of people gathered outside a Winchester apartment building to remember 3 people killed in a fire there last week.
Now, people at the vigil say it gave them a chance to honor the victims and share their memories of them. Our Garrett Weimer talked to family and friends of those who died. It's our top story at 11.
Stay strong in the Lord and the power of His might. Yes. He will see everyone through this, but we have to have faith.
Saying goodbye is never easy.
You the strength you need to endure.
Saying goodbye to Tina Reynolds, 29, Donald Hisle, 36, Dixie Everman, 71. That's been nothing short of a nightmare.
I wish I could see her again.
Lori Hay adopted Tina Reynolds when she was 8 years old. She talked to Tina on the phone 2 nights before the fire. It was the last time they'd ever talk, the last time they'd say, "I love you."
I'm thankful that that's the last thing that either one of us said to each other.
Despite everything, Hay says she's not mad at Jackie Hisle, the man arrested in connection with the fire. In fact, she says she and her husband sent him a note in jail, letting him know they forgive him.
I think he needs to know that because he's going to be in such agony about his own loss, and he knew Tina. He was one of her friends in the building. So I need him to know that.
A message of peace and forgiveness now shines from her candle, even in the darkness of the past few days. In Winchester, Garrett Weimer.
We must pray, Lord, keep me going.
WKYT.
Police charged Jackie Hisle with 3 counts of manslaughter. In an exclusive interview with WKYT on Monday, Hisle apologized for starting the fire while smoking around an oxygen tank, but he also said he did not think he should be charged.
New tonight, the Democratic-controlled Kentucky House has passed a state budget, despite objections from Republicans. The budget passed 53 to 0. The 47 Republicans in the House did not vote on the budget in protest. The House's budget restored many of the cuts proposed by Governor Matt Bevin, including cuts he wants for higher education. And it uses surplus money from a state employee health insurance fund to cover state pension debt. The budget now goes to the Republican-controlled Senate. And despite the House passing its budget, Morehead State University is still planning on those higher education funding cuts the governor has proposed. Tonight, the university announced its furlough plan for staff and administrators. They will have to take 5 furlough days, 1 during each pay period between the end of April and the end of June. As for full-time faculty, they will receive a non-recurring salary reduction for next school year that's equal to 5 contract days of pay.
We are now less than 24 hours from the UK basketball team's first round NCAA tournament game against Stony Brook. This afternoon, Coach John Calipari and some of his players talked about tomorrow night's matchup and how they're preparing for it. Rob Bromley joins us now from Des Moines, Iowa, with more on tomorrow's game. Rob?
The stage getting set here in Des Moines for 4 NCAA openers, including Kentucky and Stony Brook. The Wildcats, the 4 seed in the East. Stony Brook is number 13. And the Wildcats going through their open practice here at Wells Fargo Arena this afternoon. The Cats have plenty of NCAA experience. Some young players are in the tournament for the first time, but they are players who have been in big-time games before.
Even before Kentucky, I've played on many stages before, played in many big games, and many must-win games. So I've been here before, and now it's just up to me to get these guys rallied up and make sure we're all ready to fight and mentally prepared, because the other team's giving us our best shot, so we got to be ready.
I think they're ready for it. I think they're all poised and ready to be in a situation. They're all mature for the age, and they're just ready to get out there and start competing.
Alex Poitras, Jamal Murray, and I thought the Wildcats were quiet, calm, and confident today. As Lee K. Howard now joins me here in Des Moines, the Wildcat fans, I think they're confident too. They are here in force.
They are here in force, and today at the practice, the fans were confident, as were the players. The fans have traveled from all over the country to watch the Kentucky Wildcats play here in Des Moines, Iowa. It took you and I 10 hours in a car ride just to get here, but not every fan of Kentucky had to endure a long car ride or even a plane flight to support their Wildcats.
Oh, we were thrilled.
I can't believe it. It's awesome.
Maury and Virginia Bryant are thrilled because for the first time this season, they'll have an opportunity to see their Wildcats up close and personal.
We moved here in 1985, but we both bleed blue, and we're both from Kentucky, so I'm from Louisville and Virginia's from Hopkinsville.
And we never missed a game on TV.
Live in Pella, Iowa. I was born in Louisville, Kentucky. Been in Iowa most of my life, and yeah, so Kentucky was here, so came out and support them.
I grew up in Northwest Pennsylvania, so I've been following the Cats, and yeah, so when Coach Cal came on, I had to support him from being from Pittsburgh.
And that's one of the great things, Rob, about the Big Blue Nation. They're located all over the country, even in the middle of Iowa.
Wildcat fans are everywhere. You will see all the action right here tomorrow night beginning at 9:40 as Kentucky takes on Stony Brook in NCAA action here in Des Moines, Iowa. And go to our website, WKYT.com. Take part in our Hoops Hysteria contest. You can win an LED TV up to $1 million, all kinds of good things. Just check that out at WKYT.com. For now, that's the story here at Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines. Back to you.
Gentlemen, thank you. And for more UK and NCAA tournament coverage, just go to our website, WKYT.com. You can also check out the WKYT News app.
Even though the Cats are away from Rupp Arena, there is still lots of basketball there this week. The boys' Sweet 16 state tournament began today. And for fans here in Central Kentucky, the biggest game of the day was the last one, with Dunbar battling Mercer County. Monique Blair has the story, new at 11.
This game was neck and neck the entire time up until the very last seconds, but the Dunbar Bulldogs are moving on, a team that has not been to this tournament in 19 years.
I'm so nervous. I mean, I'm a wreck. I really am.
Cameron Mills played 4 years of basketball at Dunbar High School before he moved on to become a UK star, so he's familiar with tough competition.
To have to play a team like Mercer County this early in the bracket, because a lot of people are saying this should be or could be the championship game.
Wednesday's Sweet 16 game against Mercer County was the first time the Dunbar Bulldogs have played in the KHSAA tournament since 1997.
This is the first time in 19 years we've been back. The school started in 1990. In the first 7 years of the school's existence, we got to this game 3 times, 93, 94, and 97, and haven't been back since.
Add to that, this is the only school in Lexington that advanced to this tournament.
I feel like the atmosphere this week has been as exciting as Dunbar High School has ever been.
More than 900 students and school staff bought tickets to this game.
I expect them to go all the way.
These boys are so loved at our school.
So now that Dunbar will move on in the tournament, Mills says he hopes the team keeps their eyes on the gold.
Don't be satisfied with being here. Be satisfied with playing Sunday afternoon.
The Dunbar Bulldogs will play again on Friday at 1:30. In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Brian Milam will have highlights from tonight's game coming up in sports.
A Central Kentucky animal shelter has taken in dozens of cats from a hoarding case, but caring for them all will not be easy. How you can help in 9 minutes.
And then a showdown could be brewing on Capitol Hill over President Obama's Supreme Court nominee. Why Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell says there won't be a confirmation hearing.
Hi, Shane Huffman with Neil Huffman Honda in Frankfort, where today you can lease a brand new 2016 Honda CR-V for just $259 a month. Plus, we're going to back all our deals with our 110% price protection guarantee. That's Neil Huffman Honda in Frankfort. Huffman has it.
Out-of-control overdose victims high on synthetic drugs.
They're paranoid, they're hallucinating. Never seen anything like it.
What hospitals are doing to keep patients and staff safe from potential danger. Addicts in the ER. Thursday at 6 on WKYT.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com. Locally owned and operated since 1972.
We hid cameras in 2 different cars, the Chevy Equinox with built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi and the Ford Escape without.
Chocolate chip, chocolate chip.
Keep your legs down. Athena, put your leg down, please.
Chevrolet is the first and only car company to bring built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi to cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Current qualified competitive lessees can get this Chevy Equinox for around $169 a month. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
Getting more for your money is simpler than you might think. When you shop at Kroger, you get low prices throughout the store, weekly specials, great value from our quality brands, digital coupons, and even fuel points to help you save at the pump. No spin, just savings.
Bring home Private Selection Spiral Sliced Ham for just $1.79 a pound. And mix and match avocados or mangoes. Now 10 for $10. Great food, low prices at Kroger.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com. Locally owned and operated since 1972.
Have something that needs investigating? Email us or call the WKYT Investigates tip line. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Another mild day in the books across the Bluegrass State. Temperatures today into the 60s, even some 70s across the southeastern corner of the state. But the map over my shoulder that we can show you now is showing a lot of blue. We're comparing numbers from tonight to last night. You know what the blue stands for? Colder than normal numbers. Take a look at what we are talking about. You look at that and you're thinking, wait a minute, are we that much colder than last night? Well, yesterday, folks, we were flirting with 80 degrees. That's crazy warm. Today was just your typical kind of warm around here. Late evening thermometers are still in the 50s. Last night we were around 70 at the same hour. Crazy stuff. Today, low and mid 60s into much of the area for high temperatures. Right now, it's close to where we should be for a normal high. All of that getting ready to go by the wayside. A little cooler air coming in over the next couple of days. It gets downright chilly this weekend. Pushing some of that cooler air into place, a couple of light showers. Most of what you're seeing here isn't getting down to the ground. If you're watching us tonight at 4:35, 5:36, we were talking about that dry air that was in place. Humidity levels are way, way down there. So even as we get a couple of showers out there, it's got to fight that dry air. So a lot of evaporation taking place, but I've seen a few reports of some raindrops actually getting down to where we live. You look at this overall pattern, big area of low pressure across parts of the Great Lakes. Winds around here are coming more from the west. Northwesterly flow behind that. It is snowing into parts of the lakes and upper Midwest. Around here, for the day tomorrow, now we're not talking about snow. It's actually a pretty nice day again. Low 40s will turn into low 60s into the afternoon. Still above normal, but cooler than today, which was cooler than yesterday. We will continue to drop down a little bit on Friday with clouds increasing on your 3-day threat track. Then look what happens on Saturday. The impact to start out the weekend, not the best in the world. In the moderate category for some rain and some wet snow that will try to fill the air. Courtesy of a storm system developing across parts of the Deep South. If you just look at the overall setup on the weather maps this weekend, It's straight out of wintertime. Now, this isn't the heart of January or February. If we were into those winter months and a setup like this, we'd be talking about a snowstorm. That's not the case as of right now. Could be a big winter storm, though, across parts of the eastern seaboard as that low cranks up. But around here, that will have just enough cold air for some rain and some wet snows to mix in as we go into Saturday night, and even into Sunday at this point. Hour-by-hour forecast will take you into that weekend. Tomorrow, very good. And as we go into our Friday, still very nice weather across the region, even though we have a little more in the way of some clouds. Temperatures will be just a smidge cooler. Then all of a sudden, look what happens on Saturday. That southern storm cranks up. As it deepens, it pulls in colder air from the north. 3 o'clock on Saturday, even with some low 40s, air upstairs may be cold enough for some wet snows to mix in. Then look what happens as we go into your Saturday evening. See the white? That's a little bit of snow that would carry us into Sunday morning as well. Yes, it can snow around here deep into March. It can snow into April. It has many, many times across Kentucky. Now, the good part about this, if you're in true spring mode, I've been there for the better part of the past month, but if you're in true spring mode, guys, that's in and out this weekend. By the middle of next week, we're up to 75. I don't think that 75 is going to hold, though.
So we'll just go up and down and up and down.
Up and down, up and down for the next few weeks.
Thank you, Chris.
You bet.
Well, visitors at the Cincinnati Zoo today received an unexpected surprise thanks to a couple of polar bears. How they caused a lockdown in 7 minutes.
This Corolla's got a sweet sound system and low APR.
Nah, I don't live far.
It's got tons of room.
I do own a broom.
This is pretty fun.
Yeah? I've been thinking of growing a man bun.
It's Toyota's One for Everyone sales event with 0 for 60 financing plus $500 bonus cash on Corolla or $1,000 customer cash or a $159 a month lease.
Thanks, Jan.
No, it's Jan.
Toyota, let's go places.
The AOP has had its eye on her for quite some time. We were just waiting for the right moment to move in. The vibe was anything but playful.
Go.
We knew we had to move in fast, but there was a crowd, so we had to play it cool. This is where the years of training paid off. We got the scratch-off ticket to her in the nick of time. We're agents to play, man. People think this job is all fun and games, but we take our fun seriously. That's what being an agent of play is all about.
Thank you.
Just doing our job.
Put a little play in your day with scratch-offs from the Kentucky Lottery. Fueling imagination, funding education.
I've covered thousands of games over decades. You think you can beat me? Come on.
Challenge Dave Baker and play the Hoops Hysteria Tournament Pick'em game for your chance to win a 65-inch LG 4K Smart TV. Sign up today on WKYT.com.
This new DQ chicken bruschetta is a high-end Italian sports car. No, actually, it's oven-hot focaccia bread, a balsamic glaze. It's a high-end Italian
Romance.
No, it's chopped tomatoes and herbs. It's a high-end Italian
Fashion.
It's a high-end Italian sandwich.
I like sandwich.
The new DQ Bakes Chicken Bruschetta, a premium Italian sandwich at a not-so-premium price. Hot out of the oven, only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
If you are in a car accident and searching for a lawyer, you need to ask that lawyer 3 questions. 1, have you practiced law in Kentucky your entire legal career? 2, have you recently tried a case in a Kentucky courtroom? And 3, have over a dozen of the nation's largest insurance companies retain you to try their cases? At Golden Law Office, we can answer yes to all these questions. Put our inside knowledge to work for you. Call us today for a free consultation.
See green, save green during Green's Toyota's Lucky Green Tax Sales Event this weekend only. 0% APR on our most popular models and get up to $2,000 customer cash on 13 different models. The Green's Toyota Lucky Green Tax Sales Event. Greens.
New tonight, workers at a central Kentucky animal shelter say they're overwhelmed with cats and they're asking for your help.
Lancaster police found 25 cats in a hoarding case at a 1-bedroom home. The cats were rescued and taken to the Garrett County Animal Shelter. But shelter workers say they've never had this many cats at one time before, and they need donations to help care for them.
We're in huge need of cleaning supplies, liquid Lysol, bleach, dish soap, monetary donations to cover bedding because, as you can tell, some of them are sick and we need to get them bedded, and crates.
If you'd like to help, you can visit the animal shelter on Doty Heights Drive in Lancaster. No cats are available for adoption yet. As for the hoarding case, police do not plan to file charges.
New tonight, State Senator Ralph Alvarado says he has received an apology for an ad that ran against him in the 2014 election. The Republican filed a defamation lawsuit against his opponent in that election, Democrat R.J. Palmer. Senator Alvarado, who's also a doctor, claimed the ad created the impression that he was running a pill mill. His attorney says Democratic consultant Dale Emmons, who worked with Palmer during the campaign, has issued a written apology for the ad. President Obama has chosen his nominee for the U.S. Supreme Court Justice, but Senate Republican leaders say they will not consider him. Today, the president chose U.S. Appeals Court Judge Merrick Garland to replace the late Justice Antonin Scalia. But Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky says the next president should pick the nominee.
I have fulfilled my constitutional duty. Now it's time for the Senate to do theirs.
Give the people a voice in filling this vacancy.
Senator McConnell says he told Garland by telephone that he will not even receive a traditional meet and greet on Capitol Hill. But Garland plans to meet with some members of Congress tomorrow.
New tonight, a Magoffin County man has pleaded guilty in connection to a vote-buying case. Scott McCarty admitted in federal court that he helped make sure a woman was paid for a vote in a May 2014 primary. He faces up to a year in prison when he's sentenced in May. McCarty also faces charges in another case in which investigators say he and 4 others conspired to buy votes for 2 candidates in 2014.
New tonight, family members say singer Frank Sinatra Jr. has died. They say the son of the legendary Frank Sinatra died unexpectedly of cardiac arrest while on tour in Florida. He was 72. Sinatra Jr. worked for his father as his musical director and conductor, but also had a music career of his own. He performed the national anthem at a New York Yankees game last year.
New tonight, the number of confirmed flu cases in Lexington continues to rise. The Fayette County Health Department reports 52 confirmed cases of flu so far, but that's 12 more than just a week ago. The Centers for Disease Control reports widespread flu activity in Kentucky and most other states. That's the highest level.
New tonight, 2 polar bears causing some tense moments at the Cincinnati Zoo. Zoo leaders say the 2 bears took advantage of an open den door and made it to a behind-the-scenes service hallway. But the zoo says because of a double containment system in place, the bears never actually made it out of the polar bear exhibit. Thank goodness. The staff asked all visitors to stay in place until they got the polar bears back where they belonged. Guests were even given the all-clear about 1:30 this afternoon. That's not an announcement you want to hear that the polar bears are loose.
No, quite a commotion in Cincinnati. Well, Brian Milam is here, and Brian, tomorrow is the big night, Kentucky and Stony Brook.
Yeah, and I can outrun a polar bear, I promise you that. Here on out, it is one and done for everybody, but the Cats are relaxed. And we also go to the Boys Sweet 16, a thriller between Dunbar and Mercer County. Sports is next.
19 pool tables and a full bar, only at Silver Q on New Circle Road.
How do we put our buying power to work for you? With Power Buy, Power Financing, Power Upgrades, Power Coupons, free TVs, and more. Our Power Sell-a-thon continues this weekend because
nobody beats P-Rats.
Want to fill your garage with the best value brand in America that costs less than the competition? Honda's got it. During Honda's Dream Garage Sales Event, redesigned 2016 Accords, the #1 selling sedan, just $199 a month. Or drive with 0 down, 0 security, and 0 first month's payment. Accords, available with Honda Lane Watch, Brake Assist, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and more. Just $199 a month or 0 due at signing. Honda's got it at your Central Kentucky Honda dealers.
how do we put our buying power to work for you? Buy this 100% blended leather power reclining sofa for $9.99 and get the matching rocker recliner free. 50-inch LED TV, $379. It's our Power Sell-a-thon.
Nobody beats P-Rats.
Friday's Mega Millions jackpot is $25 million.
Toyota on Nicholasville. We want to know what you want to pay. Visit ToyotaOnNicholasville.com and click the Text Us button because we want to know what you want to pay.
Toyota on Nicholasville.
The big Toyota store.
Where price sells cars.
We had people make their own pizzas. They were very clear about what they didn't want.
When I see fillers, I run for the hills.
What is BHA? That doesn't sound fun.
I've never heard of those things. I don't want that.
So why in the world would you pay for those ingredients in a pizza you buy?
Get to know better. Papa John's pizzas don't have ingredients like BHA, BHT, or meat with fillers. Get one of our best deals ever for just $9.99. Get any large pizza with up to 5 toppings. That's 5 toppings for just $9.99. All with our quality guarantee at papajohns.com.
Stepped off a walkboard by accident, landed on my wrist, and shattered it. This was an on-the-job accident. It's really hard to talk about because it was one of those things that ended my career. Becker Law Office needed to make sure my financial security was taken care of, and that's what they did. That's exactly what they did.
Call the Becker Law Office. Just dial 3s.
When you're in pain, nothing matters more than finding relief. Our strategy at the Pain Treatment Center of the Bluegrass is to provide an aggressive, cost-effective, multidisciplinary approach to reduce pain, restore function, and improve your quality of life. As the largest freestanding pain treatment facility in the Bluegrass, we provide extended care through our affiliated Joint Commission accredited surgery center, in-house imaging suite and lab, and our behavioral medicine specialists who address the emotional and psychological aspects of pain. Call for an appointment.
Toyota on Nicholasville, we want to know what you want to pay. Visit ToyotaOnNicholasville.com and click the Text Us button because we want to know what you want to pay.
Toyota on Nicholasville.
The big Toyota store.
Where price sells cars.
It is the NCAA, what the players, coaches, and fans look forward to all season long. And for the Kentucky Wildcats, it starts here in Des Moines on Thursday night against Stony Brook. I thought the Wildcats appearing calm and confident as they went through their open practice here at Wells Fargo Arena. And when they talked earlier in the locker room about the game, the Cats are rolling coming in. They lost some games earlier that they shouldn't have lost, and we've now reached the point of the season when you can't lose.
You definitely can't lose now. You're going home. Everybody got to be focused and ready and confident and motivated to win the game.
We're Kentucky. That's kind of, we take all of our games like that. It's either you lose or you're going to hear the whole world yell at you. I mean, that's truly how you have to go about it. And our team has been like that the whole year, where it's either be a win or you're done. And I feel like our team has been very tested very well for us to be ready for something like this.
You will see it all right here on WKYT. Tip-off at 9:40 on Thursday night as Kentucky takes on Stony Brook in NCAA action. And take part in our Hoops Hysteria contest. You can go to WKYT.com. You can win some great prizes, an LED TV, up to $1 million. Just check it out. That's at WKYT.com, our Hoops Hysteria contest. For now, that's the story at Wells Fargo Arena, where we have NCAA action on Thursday night. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Rob. The marquee matchup of the boys' Sweet 16 first round was the nightcapper, and it was a dandy. Mercer County and Dunbar. It was as good as advertised. We go to the second half. Mercer County's marksman Dylan James of the James Gang hits the three. Titans by 3. Fourth quarter, what a night for Tavion Hollingsworth. Tough shot puts Dunbar ahead by 1, then under 4 minutes. It's Hollingsworth again. He had 32. Final minute, Mercer County trying to play catch-up. Will Hager scores and cuts the Dunbar lead to 1. 10 seconds to go. Mercer County down 1. Back to Hager, drives, looks to pass, and it's deflected out of bounds off the Titans, and Hollingsworth would put it away at the line. Mercer County, they fall to 33-2. Dunbar advances and plays Bowling Green Friday.
They wanted me to step up and take the role as a scorer and play D and do what I had to do to get us to win.
He's just one of those kind of players, you know, there's something special about him. The pressure doesn't bother him. He knows how to make plays and when to make them, you know.
It's been a dream season for kids, but, you know, they deserve to be here, and I feel like they deserve to be in that basketball game. And, you know, we had an opportunity to win, and that's all you can ask for.
So a pair of 30-game winners meet in the quarterfinals. First round action in Kansas City. Number 1 overall seed of the NAIA, Georgetown, taking on Wayland Baptist out of Texas. These two met a couple of years ago. Georgetown won then. Let's see what they would do tonight. Former Scott County Cardinal Trent Gilbert knocking them down early for the Tigers. 3 out of the corner, tied up early. Tigers at their best on offense. Down DeAndre McWhorter to Tony Kimbrough Jr. on the baseline. Georgetown leads by a bucket. Shot clock winding down. Noah Cottrell doesn't panic, drives, flips it in, and one. Tigers would blow it open late. Wayland Baptist did make it interesting for a while, but Georgetown pulls away this one, 102-83. Cottrell with 28.
Noah was huge. You know, I knew when his nose started bleeding, that team was in trouble because I've seen him get mad before, and you know he hit a few shots, and you know, big time threes, and then you know Tony made plays all night. DeAndre was big. He had a little foul trouble, but still had a heck of a game for being in foul trouble. So you know, those guys led the charge, and you know they had that bad feeling from last year in their mouth, and we were able to change it this year.
Matt Jones is up next talking about the Cats and the Seawolves. Stick around.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
At Hair Win, we've been helping people for 125 years.
If you've been injured in a life-changing accident, we can help.
Contact us at helpingkentucky.com.
Hair Win. Visit helpingkentucky.com.
Life gets better the older you get, and time becomes more valuable. Time to spend with family, time to try new things, time to have fun. At Kroger, you can have your prescriptions filled while you shop, so it's easy to save money and time with your Kroger pharmacy. And you can get back to the things you love.
It's easy to manage all of your family's prescriptions all online. Order refills, view prescription history, and more. Visit Kroger.com/myprescriptions today.
What truck company do you think offers best-in-class V8 fuel economy, best-in-class V8 horsepower, and best-in-class V8 towing?
Chevy.
I'm going with Ram.
Definitely Ford.
The new 2016 Chevy Silverado offers best-in-class V8 fuel economy, horsepower, and towing.
They're all Chevy.
It's Truck Month. Get a total value of $7,500 on this Silverado All-Star with a 5.3-liter V8. Plus, find your tag and get $1,000 cash allowance on select Silverado models in stock. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
At Belterra Casino Resort, the best days start with doing what you love. Every moment is cause for a celebration. And some nights should never have to end. Belterra Casino Resort, your everyday escape.
If you have questions about overtime violations or the wage and hour laws in our state, visit forthepeople.com to learn more. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
I've covered thousands of games over decades. You think you can beat me? Come on.
Challenge Dave Baker and play the Hoops Hysteria Tournament Pick'em game for your chance to win a 65-inch LG 4K Smart TV. Sign up today on WKYT.com.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on 98.1 The Bull.
So we're here in Des Moines where Kentucky arrived in practice today as they get ready for the game against Stony Brook tomorrow night. Now this Stony Brook team doesn't on paper seem very good, but they have a player that's 6'8" named Jameer Warney who can do it all. He can score, he can rebound, and he's a big body. And if you've watched Kentucky a lot this year, you know that's exactly the kind of guy that gives the Cats trouble. Now, UK should be able to handle him, but it's going to be key that Alex Poitras, Marcus Lee, and Ncaa all body up and actually rebound. Kentucky became a better rebounding team this year when they inserted Derek Lewis into the game because with his long arms, he could get rebounds. But when he goes out, and if Alex is out, these other guys have to step up. Warney's the kind of guy who can keep a team like Stony Brook in the game. And when you're playing against a big-time underdog, the key is to have it over with 5 or 6 minutes to go. If Kentucky's not careful, that won't happen. I still expect the Cats to win and likely big, but if they're not careful and don't rebound, it could be closer than they want. I'm Matt Jones, and this is Overtime, live in Corn Country.
Well, that's one way to sign off.
In Corn Country, that's right. We're looking at a nice day tomorrow.
Here we are. Smiles on our emoji cast as we go into the day tomorrow. Temperatures into the afternoon, low 60s, partly cloudy skies. Fast forward to the weekend, yeah, not a whole lot of smiling. Could be some rain and or snow Saturday and Sunday.
Basketball game tomorrow night, I guess?
Some blue team plays, yeah, it'll be good. Go Cats.
Have a good